Shakur Stevenson fans, I have a real question for you. Let's get to it.
Straighter, not roundhouse right hand. And that's what we've been talking about. The straight shot is the one where he gets leverage on it.
I don't want to kill
Pull
somebody
back
for
a little bit.
seconds.
Nah, I want a body on my record.
Now, I want to see you fight motherfuckers. I do. All right? I'm with you. I'm with you. As long as you're trying to fight the great, the best competition.
Now, without Shakur being from your city, because any fighter being from your city, you're going to support them because you want the best for your city. There's a sense of pride there, a sense of ownership, of togetherness, right? That is something that you can say, I got a champion, right? And you can put your chest out, you can keep your head up high because you feel good because there's someone from your city that is doing it big on the global scale, the global scheme of things. So it's important, right? So I understand if you're from Newark and you're a fan of Shakur Stevenson, I definitely understand. If that is your family, I understand. I totally understand. If you're not supporting your family, then I look at you differently. I guess that's really weird to me why you would not support your family. I mean, you might not have to like the man. You might have grown up hating that dude. It might be your cousin or whatever the case may be, and you can't stand his guts. But you're still going to support him because that's your family. Blood is thicker than water type thing, right? So I definitely understand the support there. If you're a die-hard fan, you're just going to watch boxing because it's boxing. Right, you're just gonna watch it because you watch it. You got your favorites, but you low key keep that to yourself. Actually, you high key keep it to yourself, and you hide behind I'm a diehard. I'm gonna watch all boxing, blah blah blah. But you really got your favorites, but you just hiding. But you're a diehard because you do watch all boxing. So if it's not your family, not from your city, and you're not a diehard, then exactly why are you a fan? Yeah, exactly. What exactly? Why exactly are you a fan? Why exactly? Because there's some things here that hinder it. I mean, I would think that we would have an issue with dude, but if you're not one of these. If it's not one of these, if you're not one of these, I'm talking to you, right? If he's not your family, if he's not from your city, and you're not a diehard, which is most everybody, I'm trying to figure out why you rock with a dude that doesn't fight who we want him to fight. Doesn't at all. It hasn't fought anybody we wanted him to fight. He fights at 35, so I'm not talking about 30. And even at 30, he did some backstabbing, conniving ass stuff. Even at 30. Bro, he could have fought. He could have allowed his friend, Jamel Herring, to fight Oscar Valdez. Whoever won that fight, he was the mandatory to the winner anyway. So he could have got himself a Rob Casamigos while he was waiting to fight the winner of Jamel Herring Valdez. He was going to fight the winner anyway. It didn't matter. All he did was stab his friend in the back. But here we're at 135, and at 135, the man has fought nobody we asked him. Literally, the guy he's about to fight right now, Floyd Schofield, is the top name he's fought. Literally, the top name he's fought. I know y'all try to tell me Edwin. I know y'all try to tell me Edwin in a heartbeat because he ran from Edwin, which goes on to the simple fact that this man lies constantly, like habitually lying. Habitually lying, bro. People will ask this dude, bro, like, why you say you got a contract from Devin? And then he'll say, I never said that. And then it's like, bro, you're on video saying you got a contract, bro. You're on video, on multiple videos. When you was with Gillian Wallow, you said you got one. When you was on Cigar Talk, you said you got one. But now you never got one. You're on video saying that Tank's team reached out to you and you're waiting for an offer, but you just never decided to call them back. You're just going to wait forever. Just going to wait forever. Steven Espinosa comes out and says, bro, we tried, and dude wanted more than a one fight deal. He wanted more than a one fight deal, and you get on social media and start arguing with people on Twitter Space, talk about that's not what Espinosa said, instead of saying, well, no, it wasn't just a one fight deal. It was more to it. He never cleared up anything. He just left it murky. Oh, nah, that's not what he said. Well, why don't you tell us what he said then? Because you clearly didn't tell us what he said, and you could have just told us what he said. What did he say? Because I heard him myself. I heard the man say, yeah, well, we were in preliminary talks. We were in preliminary discussions, and he wanted, it was more than a one fight that he wanted. He wanted longevity and all this other type. Oh, okay. Well, he's saying you wanted more than what was offered to you. But instead of just telling the truth, you just say, nah, it was this, or, they put this extra stuff in there and I wasn't going to deal with that. You just didn't want to look bad. So instead of looking bad, you just straight up lied and kept lying. You blatantly lied on Devin multiple times. It's crazy because they offered me pennies and what? He was offered undisputed. 25%. That is not pennies at all. Because if 30% is what the mandatory split was, and you was going to get 5% more than the 25% you was offered. So are you saying that 30% is few more pennies? It's only 5% more than 25% that you was offered. You was offered 25%. So you got 5% more. Yo. So instead of Devin getting 75%, he would have gotten 70%. Bro, you still only getting 30%, bro. Oh man, they offered me pennies, man. They offered me, it was pennies. What are you talking about? Blatantly lying, bro. Just straight up lying. Then we go on. You're not exciting, bro. Shakur Stevenson is not an exciting fighter at all. He's not an exciting fighter. There's nothing about this dude. He requires an opponent for him to be exciting. He requires an opponent. If he doesn't have the correct opponent that's going to stand there or press him, then he will never be exciting. He was exciting with Valdez and exciting with Jamel because they took it to him. They brought the action to him. He wasn't exciting with Nakadili, bro. He wasn't exciting with De Los Santos, bro. He really wasn't even exciting with Artem. And he was talking about Artem ran. Artem wasn't running from you. He was right there. You just couldn't do nothing. You couldn't do what you wanted to do. But you're supposed to be whatever. But you're not exciting. When you have people booing you at your own house, when you have people leaving your own house before the fight is over with, when you have the network that you're on showing the people leaving the arena in like the 10th round, leaving. Bro, come on, dog. Come on. What is it that y'all are a fan of? And then on top of that, the dude says F the fans. I'm me. And you have people like myself who are diehards, and like these people that are diehards that are going to say, hey, well, you know, if you can't cut the ring off, if you can't stop the man, if you can't do this, that's your problem. That's not on him. That's not on blah. That's not on blah, 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 blah. But that goes back to the original statement. Why exactly are you a fan of Shakur? What does he do for you that you are a fan of? What? And I'm not telling nobody to not be a fan. I'm telling fans to focus on yourself. The fighters are making millions off of us. They are making hella bread off of us. And you guys are celebrating the bread you're giving them. And they're not returning to you what you're asking. Yet you run around talk about active squad, this and active squad. Active what? I could rock with Shakur. I mean, Keyshawn, he's doing his thing. I could rock with Bud, he's doing his thing. What is Shakur Stevenson doing? What is he actively doing? And I will tell you guys this until I'm blue in the face. If Shakur is so skilled and talented that people are avoiding him, well, then he's going to have to do something to get those fights. You can't expect top dollar if you're that good that nobody wants to fight you. You're going to have to cut your check a little bit so you can get the big fights and the big names so that you can then catapult yourself into a position where anybody you fight is going to give you a big bag. Anybody. You got to do that. If you have to bet on yourself to do that. If you're so skilled, if Shakur is so skilled and he's so talented, which I think he's skilled, but that's a think. I do not know. At 30, he was nice, but you fight at 35. It's a whole different weight class. This is the same reason why you guys is looking at David Benavidez differently right now, fighting at 175. Y'all looking at him differently. Y'all weren't looking at him differently at 68. At 68, y'all called him the Mexican monster, the killer, destroying people. But at 75, his last fight, y'all like, oh man, he looking shaky. Yeah, well, that's because it's a different weight class. Y'all out here now, all of a sudden, people is telling me Morrell is going to destroy him and blah, blah, blah. Yeah, because it's a different weight class. That's why. Well, Shakur Stevenson is fighting at a different weight class than he is at 135. I mean, at 130. He fighting at 35. He ain't the same unless you press him, unless you attack him. It's fight or flight for him. And if you don't attack him, then it's all flight. It's all flight if you don't attack Shakur. So when I'm asking you guys, why are you a fan? I'm not disrespecting anybody. I'm not degrading anybody. I'm legitimately asking, what are you a fan of? He does more talking. He does more fighting on Twitter than he does in the ring. So what exactly are you a fan of? What exactly? Are you a fan of him and his action at him unifying at 130? Well, then go back to 130 then. Because if that's where he was doing the best and had his action and he was an action fighter and he was stopping people and he was doing his thing in style, well, go back to where you was good at. Go back there. What are you at 35 for? What's the point of 35? You had an opportunity to fight for Undisputed in one fight. You chose otherwise. You wanted more money. You wanted all the belts and more money. You're not going to get both. You're not getting both, bro. Because you didn't have nothing to offer, just yourself. You act like some fucking female, talk about when you want a high value man, and then they be asking you, well, what do you bring to the table? And you motherfuckers be like, I am the table. Like, the fuck you talking about? And that's how Shakur acted. Like, he was the fucking table. No, you weren't. You wasn't shit, bro, but a mandatory. All you was is a mandatory. You wasn't nothing but a Mando. Nothing. Now to the people that are from his city, his family, Diehards. Yeah, you guys are like, oh no, BF, he was really something. He was a big name. That's a big name for Devin resume. It's a big name, blah, blah, blah. But y'all never stop to think, well, isn't Devin and Undisputed a big name for Shakur's resume? A bigger name? Devin Haney and Undisputed was a bigger name for Shakur Stevenson on his resume than anybody he's ever fought in his career. That is a fact. Oscar Valdez gave him a unification. Jamel Herring gave him one belt. One belt. Gave him Jamel Herring made him a 2-division champion with one belt. Because he only had one belt at 26. Oscar Valdez made him a 2-division champion, and now he's a unified champion. Once again, neither one of those accolades beat Undisputed. Neither one. Devin gave him his biggest bag and Undisputed in one fight. And Devin beat Lomachenko. And he beat George Kambosos, who beat Teofimo Lopez. So beating Devin would have given him his biggest bag and his biggest accolade of his career. And he turned it down because he wanted more money. Now, I know his family and the people from his city, and not even diehards, just Devin haters, but the people from his city and his family will say, no, he should have just stayed there and gave him more money. He should have just stayed at 35 and just prove. Haters are going to say what haters say, so I'm not even focused on them, that whatever. But I'm asking the casuals, why are you a fan? What are you a fan for? What are you a fan of? And the only thing that I can come up with on why Shakur fans that are not from his city, that are not his family, and that are not diehards, the only thing that I can come up with on why you guys rock with him is because you hate Devin Haney. And he actively and aggressively went against Devin. That's it. There's what else is there? If there's something else, by all means, let me know, because I don't see it. I do this every single day. Every single day, and I don't see it. Can Shakur Stevenson fight? Yes, he can. He absolutely can fight. Do I believe that he is the most skilled fighter at 135? I do. I believe it. I do not know. I believe it. Believe. Not know, believe. Because who you know is based on who you fought. So I absolutely believe he's the best, most skilled. I do not know it at all. But I'll tell y'all what I know in a later video. But what I'm asking is, what exactly are y'all a fan of? I'll read the comments because I'm very curious to know. Like, there's no hate here, there's no shade, there's no nothing. What are you a fan of? What? Before y'all say, oh man, I'm a fan of his skills. I like his skills, man. It's his skills. Skills pay the bills, and it's his skills. I like his skills. Well, skills that you know of happen based on the level of competition that you fight. What was his skill against Edwin De Los Santos? Yo, man, it's his defense, man. I love his defense, man. He got the best defense in boxing, and I love defense. So you love somebody moving around the ring and not getting hit, barely ever touching, just moving around the ring. Floyd Mayweather didn't get hit, but he hit a lot. So what is it that you like? His tweeting, his activeness on social media? What is that? Because I'm very confused. And I'm just asking. You let me know. BFTV, man. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. I'm out. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, subscribe to my Patreon. And if you feel like supporting me, please support me in the PayPal or the Cash App.